All right, my little buddy, we're back to Japan this week. I'm not even going to ask you where we're going.
One ticket to Tokyo, please.
Because we're going to be looking at another true classic, Nikon. That's right, Nikon. You're falling down off me. Nikon Nikkor 105 2.5. It's legendary.
You're a legend in your own mind.
How legendary? Well, let's find out together. Grab yourself something to eat or drink. Get yourself comfortable. And let's get it on.
Here I am in Vietnam. Rain is always coming down.
Right?
This is Camera Talk with Dr. Scott and Dylan. That's right, Dylan and I back for another episode of Camera Talk. This week we're back to Japan.
I'm turning Japanese, I think I'm turning Japanese, I really think so.
And we're talking about another classic, the legendary, super duper legendary Nikon Nikkor 105mm 2.5.
Oh my God!
Made a few varieties of this lens, but the one I have is the AI auto-indexed. You may remember this lens being famous for another reason. Mr. Steve McCurry, back in 1985, using the AIS version of this lens. That's right, I said version.
And then spank me. And spank me. And me. And me. Yes. Yes, you must give us all a good spanking.
To snap a photo for National Geographic in Afghanistan, and the photo was called The Afghan Girl. And it was a cover shot for the magazine, and turned out to be one of the most famous, recognizable photos anywhere in the world. Yeah, so that's Steve's claim to fame there. Of course, he's done some other work since then, obviously, but
Like big butts and I cannot lie.
using this lens was the thing. Now, this lens was created by Nikon, or Nikon, depends if ni or nai, however you want to say it.
Over-the-top rendition of the Japanese accent.
But back in the day, it was known as Nippon Kogaku KK. So Nippon KKK.
So, what are you trying to say?
That sounds suspicious. But anyway, later on it became Nikon, or Nikon, and that's the end of that. But this particular lens, you know, even though it's vintage and it's, you know, 1970s, 80s, 90s, up to the 2000s, it's actually started way back in 1949. There was a design engineer working at Nippon Kogaku named, are you ready for another one of my wonderful Japanese pronunciation issues? His name is Wakimoto, not wacky as in wacky, Wakimoto Zenjai. Wakimoto Zenjai. Yeah. Uh-oh. People leaving me messages. Uh-oh, hopefully, well, maybe it's one of your girlfriends. Don't tell mommy it's one of mine. But anyway, Mr. Senjai created this thing back in the day, and it was released in 1949. It was released in 1954 as a 10.5 centimeter 2.5. Now, back in those days, they were using centimeter instead of millimeter. But if you know anything about the metric system, just to get that out of his system, you just move the decimal point over so that 10.5 becomes 105 millimeters. So anyway, that was
Yeah.
That was that.
No.
No, it remained that way till 1971, when another, actually, apprentice or student of Mr. Senjai redesigned it. And his name is Shimizu Yashiyuki. Shimizu Yashiyuki. What the fuck? Obviously said that wrong too. Now, when you say redesign it, originally Mr. Senjai's model was based on sonar optical element design, and Mr. Yashiyuki. Yeah, your pronouncing is better than mine. Used a Zenitar design, which is much better for portraiture, which is what this lens became famous for. And anyway, and it remained that way all the way up to the end in 2005. So the life cycle of the current Zenitar design model began in 1976 through the AI version to 1981, and then 1981 to 2005 with the AIS version. Don't be your pants. Yeah. So anyway, the optical element between the two, the AI and AIS, are both identical. Nothing different whatsoever.
Same, but different. But still same.
It's the outside that's different. The AI, well, no, some of the stuff on the inside is different. Take that back. The optical formula is the same. But the AI version, the one I have, has 7 rounded aperture blades, which means when you're stopping down, the bokeh balls remain round. Do you like your balls round? Yay! Yeah. That's right. Round bokeh balls.
Say, everybody haven't seen my balls.
Versus the AIS, which are 7 straight aperture blades, which result in nut-shaped, bokeh balls when you're stopping down. Focus throw was longer on the AI version, shorter on the AIS. Some people like the longer focus throw because it allows for more fine-tuned focusing. The AIS had a built-in hood. The AI does not. And you can tell the difference because on the focus ring itself, rubberized focus ring, there's 3 rows on the AI version and there's 4 on the AIS version. And also the way it's designed too, that the AIS is a straight barrel all the way, whereas in this one, kind of recessed right at the end. The other weird thing about mine,
That's weird.
versus everyone else, is the AI went from f2.5 to f22, AIS went to f32, but yet mine being an AI, mine goes to f32. So I have some kind of weird hybrid, I guess maybe it was a prototype or something that went through before AIS really came into being. So it's kind of the Frankenstein version of the 105 2.5. So those are the differences. Yeah, so the optical or specs on these things is 5 elements in 4 groups all the way through, designed that way. Close focus is a meter, so you're definitely not going to get much close-up, but at 105 you can get a pretty good close-up from a meter anyway for portraiture. 7, again, mine rounded, 7 rounded aperture blades, and it's 420 grams, which is about 15 ounces. So anyway, some of the lens characteristics that were purposely designed into it is spherical aberrations. Spherical aberrations and coma, if you're from distance and whatnot. But up close, these aberrations actually make for a nice bokeh, behind the out of focus area behind the subject. Other than that, excellent build quality. You know, even again, 1970s, and here we are, 2000, almost 24, and this thing is like almost brand new. Image quality, fantastic, and we'll show you some of that here. Let me grab. What we normally do is take a picture of my Canon M50, which we use to record these videos. And what I do is focus in on the nameplate on the end of the 15 to 45 kit lens and try to see how close I can get the writing on the nameplate itself. So let me do that now. So this is at 2.5. Right there, looks about good. Ready? 1, 2, 3. All right, so that was at 2.5. We're just under 2 meters from the, or 6 feet from the lens, so we're well within our close focus distance. Right about there, 5.6. Ready? 1, 2, 3. All right, so that was 2.5 and 5.6. Now how about some real world photos? How about some pictures of Dylan? Yeah, we'll do some Dylan at, here's Dylan at 2.5. How do you think you looked? Pretty good? Yeah, pretty good, huh? All right. How about Dylan at 5.6? So at 5.6, Dylan looks pretty good. Now, how about some random stuff? Stuff other than Dylan? All right, so here's some random stuff using this lens at whatever aperture setting at f whatever. Okay, well that was pretty much all we can talk about with this lens. Can we recommend it? You want to recommend it? No. You're angry at Daddy because I stopped you from pulling your pants down on YouTube. So, no flashing the crowd. Gotta save that for your girlfriends.
Yeah, baby!
Yes, we can recommend it. It's, you know, the AI version, which I have is more economical than the AIS version, which is more sought after. And other than that, how about we give our little plug for our photo editing software that I'm going to say we use, but you don't use anything. So that I use, and I use Luminar. Luminar AI and Luminar Neo. Now, Luminar AI, I don't think they sell anymore, but Luminar Neo is a mix of AI and Luminar 4. So they came up with that. And it's loaded with AI. You know what AI is? No. You gonna give us a guess?
Get the fuck out of here.
Oh, come on. Give you to the count of 3. What is AI? 1, 2, 3. No, silly. It's not that. You smarty pants. Smarty pants. Artificial intelligence. That's right. So it has spot dust removal, which means if you've got spotty stuff on your sensor or on your lens or whatever, it can recognize it. AI can spot it out, the difference between that and a flock of seagulls. Flying through the air, and it'll remove those spots without removing the seagulls. Kind of cool. Power line removal, same thing. The AI will recognize those power lines and decide that it'll get rid of them for you. Now, it may not be perfect. You may have to clean up around the edges or so, but hey, it's better than having to brush them all out. So pretty cool. It has background removal. You know, if you have some weird background that you don't want in there, you could take it out and put another one in, or have no background at all. It has scene relighting, which means you can, if you get lighting from a weird angle, it can shift it over. Now, it's not like a spotlight or anything, but it's still a cool effect. And they have other extensions and things that you could buy, but if you just buy the program by itself, it has a lot of cool things in it, and it's yours for life. Once you buy it, it's yours for life. And if you want a discount on it, if you look in the description below, there's a link. Click on that link, and it'll take you to Luminar, and it'll give you a $10 discount. $10 discount. Is that pretty good? You don't think so?
I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse.
Well, what do they do with that $10? That if these guys buy the software, what do they do with that $10 that they save?
Toga, 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 toga,
Well, they give it to us. And why do they give it to us? Because we went through the effort to talk about it, right? To try and sell it for everybody. So they give it to us, and what do they call that? They call that kickback. Yeah, kickback. What are you going to do with your $10? Are you going to save it? Are you going to give it to mommy? Going to give it to daddy? Going to give it to your girlfriends, the thumbs up girls? Yeah, I thought so.
Hey, where are the white women at?
So, anyway, get yourself a copy of Luminar, and you're also supporting these guys who are doing all this developing of the software while in Ukraine. Everybody knows what's going on in Ukraine right now. So anyway, you're doing a good thing by supporting these guys as well for their efforts. Anyhow, what else can we do? We can ask them to support us, but not financially. Support us by subscribe. How about this one? Subscribe. How about your fingers? My fingers? 5 fingers? 10 fingers? Subscribe. That's right. And besides subscribers, what else does YouTube like?
And now for something completely different.
Well, they like thumbs up, right? So if you give us a thumbs up, we'll give you a little preview of the Thumbs Up Girls. Have you heard of them? Have you heard of them? Well, you know who they are. Let's sing it with me, mister. All right, come on, ready? 1, 2, 3. Thumbs up. Do, 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 do. Thumbs up. Oh, boo. You didn't even sing with me. What's up with that, huh?
You suck.
What's up with that? So anyway, what else can we say? Well, who are we? I'm Dr. Scott. You're Dylan.
I'm Batman.
And together we're all Modesty Photography. And we're here to talk about tips and tricks about photography, vintage lenses, camera systems, camera stuff, photography stuff, Dylan stuff, and so on and so on. So, do you think they should come back next week? Should they come back next week? Huh? Should they come back next week, mister? Yes, you should. And why? Because you belong here. And where do they belong? What's the name of this show? Come on, sit in the front. What's the name of this show? This was Camera Talk with Dr. Scott and Dylan. That's right. So, thank you for dropping by. Thank you for listening. Thank you for paying attention while Dylan was being naughty. Thank you for the subscription. Thank you for buying a copy of Luminar. Thank you for coming back next week. And thank you for just being you. Anything else?
Ça vous excite de vous taper cette secrétaire, hein?
Anything else? All right, ready to say bye-bye? All right, 1, 2, 3, bye-bye.
Here I